Sew a single welt pocket. First, you'll need the fabric or body that you're going to be sewing the pocket to with the drill holes. Right here and here. And the two pocket bags, you'll notice that the pocket bags are exactly the same, except one is a 1/2 inch longer than the other. And the pocket welt. So the first thing we're going to do is fold the pocket welt in half and press it down. And then we're going to go to the sewing machine and start sewing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the pocket welt and take the two raw edges and we're going to lay them centered right on top of the two drill holes. And pin the edge right here. It's just so it doesn't move around. It stays. Then you're going to take the smaller bag, or the one that's a 1/2 inch shorter, and you're going to place that right on top of the welt and pin. The longer bag, the one that's a 1/2 inch longer, we're going to take that bag and place it upside down so that the two raw edges of the bags are touching each other but not overlapping. And pin. Now, to make, we need to sew a rectangle, a perfect 1/2 inch rectangle around this area here. So what I like to do is I like to draw that in. So I've drawn, there's a quarter on this side, a quarter on this side, which makes this perfect 1/2 inch rectangle. So I'm going to sew right on that line. Okay, when I get close to the corner, I usually do like a couple of stitches on their own and needle down. I lift up the presser foot right at that corner and then turn and sew straight across. Again, once I get close to the corner, do a few stitches on by hand, needle down at that corner and then turn and continue going across. When I get close again, then I turn, again, needle down and turn and go straight. When I get to the other side where I've started sewing, I want to hit that corner and then turn and then sew across your original stitch. And I usually do about 1 inch or so. To make it really strong, I just go around it twice, which I'm going to do right now, is just go around it twice. That'll make it nice and strong so it doesn't rip or pull through. And then just lock the stitch. And there you go. Okay, so then clip your threads. Then we're going to take the pins out and we're going to do the cutting. Okay, so with your scissors, you're going to start in the center, make a hole, and then you're going to cut straight across, right inside or right in between the two pocket bags. Then about 3/4 of an inch in, you're going to turn your scissors and clip towards the corner. And you're going to get as close as you can to the corner without cutting the thread. So you see how close I am? And I'm going to do that on this side as well. Again, I want to get as close as I can to the corner without clipping the threads. If you do clip the threads, then you need to go over the sewing and sew that corner back up again. And what I do is just go all the way around again. You want that nice and sturdy. Okay, so I've cut as close as I can get without cutting the threads. Now we're going to go to the iron and press. Okay, so now we're going to take the pocket bag and the pocket welt and we're going to push it through the center of where I cut. So it's going to go on the inside. And the pocket welt, I wanted to get those corners inside there as well. Then I'm going to flip this over. And I want to make sure that I have this nice corner. So do you see these nice corners here? Nice and sharp corners. Okay, and I'm going to fold my welt up. And then I'm going to press that down. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to the front. And notice that when I started pressing, I pressed all these little tucks and pleats in. So I want to pull those. And so it's just pulling the corners a little bit here to get rid of those tucks and then just press them down so you have this nice sharp square. If there's any of the other fabric from underneath hanging out, you can just tuck that under by just pulling that from underneath here and getting that nice and flat. Okay, so when you're done, then we're going to flip this back over. We're going to take the back of the bag and we're going to place that, just flip it over right on top. And you'll notice that now the bag is even with the other bag. And then I'm going to press. Again, flip it over. Try and get all this fabric out so it's not showing. And any corners that you may have made tucks. So you're just pressing this so it's nice and flat and even. The pocket welt should not, it shouldn't overlap, but it also should not show the back of the pocket bag at the top here. So we want to make sure that that's not showing. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the sewing machine and close the bag. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to close the bag. So we're going to move the body of the fabric out of the way. And what we want to do is we want to start stitching right on top of this original stitch right here. We want to get right in there. Okay, so I'm going to put my needle down. As you can see, it's just right. It's going to go right across that original stitch inside. I'm going to back tack. And then I'm going to go around the bag. Okay, when I get to the other side, I want to stitch over this original stitch again. So I want to get right up in there and then back tack. Okay, so when you're finished, there's your pocket. You can go back to the iron and press that pretty again. And you can put your hand in it, and there you go, little pocket.